Eggnog Coffee Cake for the New Year by www.buyorganiccoffee.org. New Year's Eve is almost upon us, and it is time to think of what to serve your guests. We ran into a great idea from the West Australian in their Life and Style section, a recipe for eggnog coffee cake. Eggnog is a classic for the holiday season, and it gives a great flavor to coffee cake. They suggest that you have a slice of the cake and it will remind you of sipping the rich, delicious, and high-calorie holiday drink. Their eggnog coffee cake recipe is pretty basic, and they use store-bought eggnog. They simply add 2 cups of eggnog to their coffee cake recipe. We think that you can do better with the coffee cake, and especially with the eggnog. For ideas about basic and fancy eggnog recipes, take a look at our article on how to make homemade eggnog. Regarding coffee cake, there is a lot more to be said. Coffee cake. In case you are interested, April 7th is National Coffee Cake Day. And according to Stuart Flexner, in Listening to America, the term coffee cake came into being around 1879. But the origins of coffee cake go way back to Northern Europe, Germany and Denmark, and the 17th century, when it was the custom to eat yeasty sweet bread while drinking coffee. In Northern Europe, coffee cake evolved from traditional sweetbreads and became known as Gugelhop or Kuchen. This cake and the tradition spread throughout Europe, across the English Channel to Great Britain, and across the Atlantic to the Americas. With each migration, the cooks of the new country added their own touches. For example, British coffee cake is a sponge cake, while American coffee cake is a sweet cake flavored with fruit or cinnamon, and often containing sour cream. Other variations on the coffee cake theme include applesauce cake, Hungarian Arany Gluska, which contains walnuts and cinnamon, Stollen, which is German Christmas cake, and Tortuga rum cake. Wikipedia, coffeecakes.com. Thus, eggnog coffee cake for the New Year, or any time, joins a great tradition of coffee cakes. A great idea is eggnog coffee cake for the New Year. Eggnog coffee cake. Eggnog. Eggnog was in the Americas in the 18th century. Isaac Weld wrote that the American travelers, before they pursued their journey, took a hearty draught, each according to custom, of eggnog, a mixture composed of new milk, eggs, rum, and sugar, beat up together. As we note in our article about how to make homemade eggnog, America's first president, George Washington, wrote down his own eggnog recipe, full of spirits for posterity. Learn how to make homemade eggnog for Christmas, and then make eggnog coffee cake for the New Year. Homemade eggnog. Making eggnog coffee cake. Eggnog as the glaze. To make this recipe, start by making the eggnog. You can follow our basic recipe in How to Make Homemade Eggnog, or use your own recipe. You can even add coffee for your eggnog coffee cake for the New Year. Once your eggnog is ready and in the refrigerator, and before you drink all of it, put aside enough to make your eggnog coffee cake for the New Year. See the recipes. A good basic coffee cake to start with is a standard cinnamon coffee cake to which you add an eggnog glaze. Jazz up your eggnog coffee cake for the New Year. Although there are lots of coffee cake recipes, perhaps the best way to vary your eggnog coffee cake for the New Year is to jazz up the eggnog. Going back to George Washington, people were putting rum and lots of other spirits in their eggnog. Perhaps the end result of adding rum to your eggnog would be an eggnog rum cake for the holidays. To see the recipes, go to https://buyorganic-coffee.org/1564/eggnog-cake-for-the-new year, and that'll get you the recipes. For more insights and useful information about organic coffee, visit www.buyorganiccoffee.org.